And that was for the second-degree felony offense of possession of a controlled substance. And then in October. Okay. September of 2017, same date, also put on a 5-year adjudicated probation for the state jail felony offense of possession of a controlled substance, clause number 17-26669. And so this is 17-26688. We were previously in court. Mr. Barlow entered pleas of true to counts 3, 5, 6, and 7. So we're just here in the second-degree felony. The other one's already expired. I received an updated report. Have you both had an opportunity to review that report?
Yeah, Judge.
Yes, Judge. Any additions or corrections?
Oh, not from the defense judge.
Not from the state judge, other than I think we have all previously discussed this before, that the new offense allegations all occurred in Harris County, and we waited some time for those to resolve themselves, which is why we're not proving.
Okay. And they haven't resolved themselves,
No,
or they have.
No, we're currently set for trial next month. I want to say the 20th or 22nd of July.
Well, okay. So what he pled true to was failure to remain in Jefferson County, failure to report the arrest, positive urinalysis, and failure to pay fees. And everything else had to do. Let me double check. Yeah. Okay. So everything else has to do with the cases over there.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Lewis, and there was no agreement. Mr. Lewis, you may proceed.
Well, Judge, since he's been on bond, he's been on house arrest. And I think that probably was one of the best things that happened to him, because it allowed him to, one, find stable employment, which he's been able to do. And recently been able to actually find a nice stable housing situation for him and his children. He's basically operating as a single parent, because his wife still legally his wife. She's in Harris County. He's here with the children. He's raising the children himself. So he's been able to find employment, find housing, and he's been doing this on his own. He's currently even. You got to see the bandages there. He had a situation where he had a burn incident, and he still was able to continue employment and continue working to take care of the children. So I know that the recommendations, of course, of probation have been either ISF or some type of zero tolerance of high risk caseload. We would ask that he will be placed on some type of high risk caseload where he will be able to continue that on, because I think any type of incarceration right now would be counterproductive with the progress he's made over the last few months, Judge. And given his motivation, I think it'd be really good for him if we can continue that on, to especially taking care of those children.
Ms. Golfino?
Judge, I'd like to see if Mr. Kitchens has anything to add other than his report. I have a couple comments.
He has been doing, since he's been on a bond and house arrest. I will agree with Mr. Lewis saying he's got a different attitude. He has been tested positive with the probation department, and it sounds like it's made a difference.
Okay.
And that's what I wanted to see, Judge, if you concurred with that. I would agree with Mr. Lewis that as many times as we've dealt with Mr. Barlow on this case, on other issues in the past, I mean, I felt like I've had him on my case for 5 or 6, 7 years. I don't know that derailing him now is beneficial. I know that the issues with this female friend or wife or whomever is obviously, you got to get that straightened out.
I'm sorry to interrupt. What's the long-term?
Actually, when y'all put me on house arrest, that kind of like it was hard for me to get away from because of my wife and my 2 kids. And y'all put me in hospital. I've been on it for 6 months. So no contact. Only way I can contact through my mom. So the feeling that I had before is gone. Finally, y'all gave me a chance to get a job. I thank you for that. Got the job, worked as a regular worker. They just upgraded me to a supervisor. Been trying to pay 2 or 3 times a week, a month. You know what I'm saying? I've been clean. I've been happy that I could take care of my kids and do things I couldn't do, which was real hard for me at the time because I was so focused on her. But through these 6 months, y'all kind of fixed me to a different position to see that I can do better without her.
So the long-term plan is not to try to reconcile and get back in that situation.
It really just, it pushed me away because without this, I probably would have been still trying to be in a relationship with her, try to keep my family together. And Mr.
And
Lewis
sometimes that's not the best thing for
yeah,
the
Mr.
kids.
Lewis had conversations with me as well on the side after coming from court in Houston and saying maybe this ain't what. You know, my dad haven't been there to tell me nothing. I've been dealing with Mr. Lewis about 8 years. And like I told him, he done told me a lot of father figure things that kind of dawned my brain that I couldn't even focus on without another male person that's in a good position in life to kind of direct me. So it kind of put me in the right stand. And Mr. Kitchens always was out to hear what I had to say. And I appreciate him as well.
Well, here's the thing, Mr. Barlow, if I give you this opportunity today,
Yes.
you've got to take advantage of it because you're not going to get this opportunity again. You've got everybody behind you. Mr. Lewis has worked very hard. I've signed, I don't know how many times he's sending over emails. Can he go do this? He's got a job. Can he? And I want you to do all those things that are positive, but you've got to stay on the positive track when things kind of lighten up a little bit eventually on probation. You're going to have to do it on your own. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of true to counts 3, 5, 6, and 7 freely and voluntarily. Find those counts true, find sufficient evidence to revoke your probation, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to continue you on probation. I am going to order that you're on the high risk specialized caseload and that it's zero tolerance. That means you just have to do it all right. You know, there's no hiccups anymore, no contact, communication with Miss Foster.
Yes.
Continue doing what you need to about your kids through your mom. If that's working, then that's great. Use that. If that's not working, then there needs to be something else done. And I would think that to help you guys, it's once you get this taken care of, you need to save up what you can and get someone, you can talk to Mr. Lewis about helping you through the family court system so that y'all have some orders in place with regard to the kids and there's not all of the communication that you might have to have now because things aren't set on who has what and doing what. But as far as I'm concerned, this is going to be your opportunity.
The judge's decision. She found the violations true and had sufficient grounds to revoke probation, but chose not to pull the trigger today. Instead, Barlo gets continued probation under a high-risk, zero-tolerance setup. In plain English, the court is giving him one more chance, but the safety net just got a whole lot smaller. And that lock yourself in a closet warning, that's the judge making absolutely sure there is no confusion about the no-contact order.
Contact me. I mean, I'm not going to leave you on house arrest anymore. I want you to go work and do those things. You cannot leave Jefferson County. If she comes to Jefferson County, you better avoid her. If she shows up, you better go lock yourself in a closet and call the police and say, I'm trying. She's bothering me. She can't give you permission to violate my order. Okay. So she can't say, it's okay. Let's just talk about the kids. It's not okay because you're going to end up in prison, not her. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'm handing you the trial court certification. This wasn't an agreement. You can talk to Mr. Lewis about that. And if there's anything else, Mr. Kitchens, that comes up that you think would be a good condition to add that would help Mr. Barlow, then just let me know. We'll make that happen. Good luck to you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mr. Lewis.